Today, I'm going to be breaking down Overlord by Stonebwoy, where, as usual, I'm going to be talking you through the various elements that I'm picking up on as we go through it. Okay, so yes, haven't posted in a while, to be honest with you. I actually come down with a stinking cold, so posting content definitely has not been a priority, and it definitely has not been something that I've been feeling like doing. And on top of that, I've actually got a blocked right ear. Like, this is no joke. I can barely hear anything out of the damn thing. So yeah, breaking down this track should be particularly interesting. Right, grab your headphones, let's get into some music.
We have been through much more difficult situation, having the same dream we have now, the same dream I have today. My dream no change, and it's been much more difficult. So it is not at this time that I am not closer to my dream. Yeah. Who said them? I said them are the governor that me never hear. Well, it's a papi show, tak them fi come back another year. And me did a feel set fi go drop some hits from the Afrobeats. Somebody think otherwise, I did dancehall give me name. Me no give a fuck, somebody want talk. Me no say them a send a whole heap of attack. Just like you, na man ding to the shark. Guide me head back. Now we ain't yet lies.
Okay, right, going to stop it there. Let's cover off the intro and the verse. Okay, so kicking off with the intro, nice and short. It's only 4 bars, which is brilliant because it means that we get to the meat of the track quickly. Now, from what I can hear, we've got 4 elements within the intro, at least 4 core elements. We get introductory vocals from Stonebwoy. We've got this higher range instrument, dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 and that's just kind of repeating. We got the bass in there, but also if you pay attention, we've got another layer in there slightly higher than the bass, but it's following the same pattern. Now in the intro, it sounds like actually it's one sound. The reason why I know it's 2 separate sounds is because when we shift over into the second segment of the first verse, the bass gets removed and we're just left with that layer that's following the pattern of the bass in the intro. And then to top it all off, we get a nice drum transition that takes us out of the intro into the first verse. Talking about the first verse, I want you to pay attention to the kick drum because it is quite sparse. So if you count the first beat of the first verse as the first bar, what you'll notice is that on bar 1, we get a kick drum on the first beat. On bar 2, we get a kick drum on the 4th beat. Bar 3, we get it on the first beat again, but actually on bar 4, it doesn't hit on the 4th beat. We actually get a bass drop on the 4th beat, which I think is absolutely banging. I'm a big fan of bass drops, especially when they're being used correctly, which in this case they are. Another thing that we notice is that in the second segment of that first verse, the bass gets removed, but we also get 2 additional elements come in. We get a whistle type sound, and we also get some warped keys, which are not too dissimilar to what we hear in the intro. And just going back to the kick drum, what you'll also notice is in that second segment and into the chorus, we actually get a variation of that kick drum. We get a double kick just every now and again. So let's go back, let's listen. Right, is that higher range? Bass?
Who said them? I said them are the governor that me never hear. Well, it's a papi show, tak them fi come back another year.
Bass drop, whistle sound. Bass is gone now.
Me no give a fuck, somebody want talk.
There's the warped keys.
Just like you on a man being to the shark. Guide me head back.
Nice harmonies. Okay, right, going to stop it there. Let's just very quickly cover off the chorus before we go over into the second verse. Okay, so not really too much to point out about the chorus, just a couple of things really. So first one is that we notice that everything that was in the intro is now in the chorus, so that higher range instrument, the bass and all of that good stuff. Now what we've also got in there is some really nice, powerful, layered and harmonized vocals. And they've almost got like this backing vocal type of feel to them, but obviously they're not backing vocals because they're way too upfront to be that. But what's clever with the way that they're using those vocals is that it's allowing Stonebwoy to come in at that higher range and just sing over the top of them, which brings more impact to that chorus. So let's go back and let's listen.
To the shark, guide me head back.
Right, layered vocals. Singing over the top. Can you hear that higher range instrument in there from the intro?
Can't fade out, man a real oasis, me no drought.
Nice.
Me never give no man charter. Coulda never cooler every day man get harder. So nobody get me no need to go charter. Still I see and cruise them and send me a wire. Oh Jah bless, no man curse no. Leave it in a higher night. God the overlord. My way energy life.
All right, stop it there very quickly. We will see the rest of the track out, but let's just talk about some of the variations that have occurred within the second verse. All right, so not really too much to point out about the second verse, just a couple of things. So the first one being, we noticed that the whistle sound and the warp keys, they're in there from the start. But in the first verse, they didn't come in until the second segment. But what's interesting here is that in this second verse, as we tip over into that second segment, that whistle sound and those warp keys, they slowly get phased out. Now, another thing that we notice is that we actually get a tape stop and a bass drop this time, whereas in the first verse we just got a bass drop. And actually I think the bass sound that's being used in the second verse is different to the one that was being used in the first verse. But this drop that happens with the tape stop and the bass, I actually think is better than the one that we had in the first verse. And then finally, what we notice is Stonebwoy actually switches up his flow. So he's definitely coming with a much more kind of pacier and varied rhythm in terms of his delivery than what we had in the first verse. Let's go back, let's listen. Whistle sound.
Can't fade out, man a real oasis.
Warped keys there, tape stop, bass.
Coulda never cooler every day man get harder. So nobody get me no need to go charter. Still I see and cruise them and send
listen
me
to the
wire.
flow.
Oh Jah bless, no man curse no. Leave it in a higher night. God the overlord. My way energy lies.
Layered vocals back in now.
Calling
higher range instrument in there as well. Right, drum transition there, just listen very quickly. Right, coming in. There. Into the outro now. Strings being brought into the mix.
Omnipotent, omniscient.
And just very quickly on this outro, at least on this part, what you notice is that they're using the chorus as the outro. So if you're a producer or you're an artist and you're ever stuck for an outro, you know, an easy but effective thing to do is just use the chorus as part of the outro. So let's go back one.
The Almighty on this one.
Okay, that's it for me. If you want to see more breakdown and analysis videos, there'll be things popping up on the screen right now. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.